Week 7 Pick'ems. YouTube Isaac going. The Goat House is back. We're back. Week 7 Pick'ems. I can't believe it's already Week 7, folks, but we're here every single week. If you didn't already know that, but I think you did.
They know that.
They know. We also got score predictions, power rankings, and all kinds of action. NFL action. Trade deadline approaching. We got a video up. Predicted the Ertz trade. I'm going to predict more. Check it out. Stay tuned for those other videos on the way. We got a recent mock draft as well. Follow that Twitter. You see it on the screen. Very important.
Do it.
There's the leaderboard. I'm back on top, but it's still tight.
Why is Old Yeller above me?
You guys are just tied. That's the way it was.
Should be alphabetical order.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think he was ahead of you for a bit, and then you tied him, so I just kept the graphics guy it made it easier on himself. You know, he just kept Old Yeller up there. But yeah, you two are tied, one behind me. Then you got Pigskin, and then you got the fan vote, and then you got the Picks leaderboard. Xander Zupan still on top. 73 is pretty damn impressive, to say the least. Adam Skoglund, 70. And 6 people have 69. So
what a great name. 69.
Yeah, okay.
Nice.
That's the leaderboard. Headed into Week 7. And, yeah, again.
Short week.
Short week? What do you mean?
I mean, there's 13 games.
Yeah, there's only 13 games, but a lot of bye teams to go over still. Excited to hear what Pete's favorite foods from those cities are.
Yeah.
He better have done his homework or he's going to get it. Thursday night football, the Broncos and the Browns. The Broncos are looking a little stinky right now, and the Browns are missing about half their roster, and they're not playing so hot either. So, I mean, this is kind of a situation where it's a must-win for both teams here, as they can't really afford to drop another one. This would be 4 straight for the Broncos. It would be 3 straight for the Browns if they lost it. I actually had a hard time with this one, to be honest.
There's a lot of tough games this week, I would say.
Yeah. Hopefully we're split on quite a few.
I don't think we will.
You don't think so?
I'm taking the Browns.
You're taking the Browns?
I'm taking the Browns.
I've changed my mind multiple times in this game already.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Kareem Hunt's out.
And Nick Chubb.
And Nick Chubb's out?
And Nick Chubb.
Shit. Who's their third string?
They got Felton.
Ooh.
Dearness. You forgot Dearness Johnson.
Yeah, but they got
Dearness Johnson and Felton.
But Felton is kind of, is he a running back? Is he a receiver?
Here's why I'm taking Baker's got to get paid, right? He's going to have to show something without his running back help. He's going to have to throw the ball to his playmakers.
Will he be able to do it against Vic Fangio?
It's going to be it's going to be a squeaker, low-scoring ball game. I'm taking the Browns.
Very low-scoring. So I was originally thinking the Browns because the Broncos just look terrible ever since they started playing decent teams. Just pretty damn bad. Who to put at fault mainly is the play calling, obviously. The play caller, Shermer, and because that's been just terrible. Refusing to run the ball when you got the talent. You can pound the football if you chose to. But they're still not playing. You know, Teddy's not playing well. For some reason, the defense has been playing well. So I was thinking the Browns, even though they're missing half their team. But the Browns rely on the run so much. Their top tier backs, I might add, are both out. I was thinking, they're not going to be able to score because of that. So I'm just kind of leaning towards the Broncos, kind of trying to think Jerry Jeudy give me back because I think the big reason that the Broncos had success early is because they had these loaded receivers that were hard to handle for some defensive backs. But now it sounds like Jerry Jeudy's unlikely to play, but has a shot to play. So I'm all over the place here. I landed back with the Browns. If Jeudy ends up playing, I actually might switch. I know that's kind of a weird player. Like Judy's that big of a player for you to pick the Browns. I think it's just that close. But really, I think a very low-scoring game. Myles Garrett could be the difference. Von Miller's shit-talking over there. He's saying he's going to, I think, kill or murder whoever's lined up on him. I don't know what he said. One of those words he used. Really nice, so it's not a nice guy. Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see if the Browns have their starting tackles back. So a lot of injuries.
I want to hear what Pete's got.
Yeah, what has Pete got?
Browns.
Pete's got Browns. Okay.
Okay.
No, I don't know. Broncos don't have the weapons the Cardinals had. So, and Teddy Bridgewater's no Kyler Murray. So, and I have not been impressed. I was not impressed with the Broncos defense. They let up a lot of points.
But Von Miller's coming. He said it.
All right.
He's pissed.
Old Yeller's going Browns, and the fans are going Browns. So I guess that's a guarantee. Even
it's going to be a good game.
There's a lot of tough ones to pick, but I thought this actually might have been the toughest one for me at least. And
whoa.
Yeah?
What do you mean? You got this next game over here.
I don't know. This one's pretty tough. A lot of injuries. There's that many injuries. You don't even know what the hell's going to happen, you know? Washington.
Tough game.
Well, okay.
Green Bay. Everybody?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, Washington, They were playing a solid first half, but I mean,
It's abandoned the run.
They're a mess. They're a mess.
I'm surprised that Washington's not looking at Cam Newton.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. Like,
Yeah.
Heineke's
Is
not
it?
the
I
guy.
mean, are they in tank? Do they have? Do they have a first round pick?
They got a first-round pick.
They do.
Okay, so they're in tank.
I don't think they're. Maybe they should be, but I don't know if they are. They're definitely not. They're definitely not trying to.
They're like a mess.
It is a little surprising that
tank by default.
that they're not tanking. No,
But
that they don't.
they put up 13 points on that Chiefs defense.
Yeah. It's they were up 13-10 for a chunk of that game too. They kind of just abandoned the run. You know, they're insisting on the pass with Heineke. You know, maybe they're confident with Fitzpatrick coming back. They also have Kyle Allen. Maybe they like him. But that's not the answer. Yeah, I'm going to go Packers. I think this is a pretty good matchup for the Packers. I think they'll have success pretty much everywhere. I mean, the Packers defense is beat up right now, and and on top of that, the lack of pass rush where teams can move the ball, they can score on them, but I don't really trust Washington here. Antonio Gibson, McKissick, J.D. McKissick, that's a hell of a duo in the backfield. Gibson a little beat up, playing with a stress fracture in his shin, so I can definitely trust those guys to have solid games, but can I trust them to carry the team right now, which they kind of have to in a way? I know McLaurin can go off at any time, but are they that much of a threat in the passing game? So it's tough. I think it's a pretty bad matchup, but
Packers at home.
yeah, Packers are at home as well. You think Rodgers going to tell his own fans that he owns them? Yeah,
Probably. Hey, we deserved it.
You deserved it?
Yeah, we deserved
Are
it.
you salty about that or no?
No, I mean,
no?
he was
All right,
absolutely
that's
right.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
That was in the other end zone, right? You were in the other
Yeah, that wasn't on our side.
opposite side.
What if you were in that end zone?
I'm not a middle finger to the player guy. I've done
Yeah.
it before, and I've kind of felt bad about it. So I'm not. I don't do that.
They make millions of dollars, so
Yeah.
you don't need to feel bad.
True.
I think I'd take a middle finger.
Pete, you know what?
What would you have done if you were
Quarter
there
today.
over there though, and he looked at you and said
I probably would have said some things at him, like
some things,
go,
some stuff?
go F yourself, and your mom doesn't like you. But
Your mom doesn't like it. I mean, those are true facts.
yeah,
I think-
But
yeah.
I mean, he's absolutely right. I mean, he owns us. Moving on.
Moving on, next game. Oh, the Chiefs and the Titans. The Titans that game last night was nuts.
Pete.
Titans pull it off against the Bills. Pete, what do you have to say for yourself?
It's a good team win.
Yeah, it's a good win. The injuries just suck though. They're just piling up nonstop. But I kind of had a feeling they were gonna do it. But I was just like, every time I switch my pick, the team loses that I switch my pick to. I was like, I'm not gonna jinx my Titans.
That's how it works.
I'll take the L with the pick.
Hold the
But
L.
I'll take the W with the team win. But this is definitely a game. Am I starting it off or you?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
This is a game like where they come off a big win and they just blow. Like they just look like absolute shit this game.
You think it's gonna happen?
See,
I don't know. I'm worried about corners. Like they're really thin on corner right now, and it's very scary. And
Scary
I mean, they let the Bills march down the field, but like they just held strong. They were bend don't break mode.
So you have a block
I mean,
points, though.
I gotta go with my team though.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
blowing it. You're blowing it.
I know. I'm sorry, but yeah. I mean, I don't think the Chiefs could stop Derrick Henry. I don't think they could do it.
This is gonna be an old-fashioned shootout, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I worry about the Titans' corners being out and Mahomes taking advantage of that, but I'm going with the Titans because
I hope they just
this is the worst run defense in football. I think it's the worst defense in football. They held Washington 13 points last week. Good for them. The play calling of Washington really choked. Gibson getting hurt helped Kansas City. I mean, Derrick Henry should be able to run all over this team. Like it's a disappointment if he doesn't run for 200 yards. I'm going to say that.
200.
I expect him to run for 200 yards. I do.
He's going to break the record?
No, that's like 297, 298 would
Adrian
do
Peterson?
it. Yeah,
Jeez.
he could. This would be the time to do it. Well, is Julio going to be out too? They don't pound the football, make Mahomes stay on the sideline. I think both teams will be able to score in like no time. It's going to be who makes that mistake. The Chiefs been a little sloppy with the ball lately. Some drops. And I know, the Titans are missing some corners, but to me, the Chiefs aren't, okay, the other team's weak at corner, okay, they're going to go off. I don't think it's the team, the defense, the players out there is what stops the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs stop the Chiefs, slow the Chiefs down sometimes. So I don't really think the corners matter all that much. Sure, it makes it a little easier, but It's not like Titans are going to go out there and run a ton of man coverage. They're going to run a good mixture of zone coverage, some cover 2 in there, which has been worked pretty well against the Chiefs this year. And not that I think it'll continue, but I just look at it. The Chiefs had the worst run defense in football. The defense is terrible. It looked decent last week. Maybe they figured something out. And the Titans, even it's a team, Derrick Henry, it's coming, and you still can't stop it. The Bills were ridiculous the first few weeks, and they still couldn't stop it. So I'm going with Titans. If it was in Kansas City, maybe it'd be a little more interesting there. And we'll see who's officially out for the Titans. I guess that can change some things. But I did see the Chiefs are favored by like 4.5, 5.5, which was surprising to me. But
well, wow.
Yeah.
I was actually going to choose Titans until you both chose the Titans.
So you're going?
I'm going to go to the Chiefs. I'm going to fade you guys in this one. I mean, it's going to be a hell of a ball game. And I was thinking Derrick Henry was going to run all over him. But, I mean, we can't all just take an underdog like that. So I'm going to take the Chiefs. I think, having those DBs out is going to be a problem for Tennessee. Maybe they did figure something out. We'll see.
Okay, Yeller's going with Titans, right?
Yeah.
And then fans are going Chiefs?
Yeller's going Wow. That was wild.
I can't believe the Titans aren't favored. Like, I'm surprised. Like, I'm not saying they're going to for sure win. Like, everybody should be picking them, but it's just the first thing that pops in your mind here is, and you can't overlook it, is that Derrick Henry is by far the most dominant running back in football right now. Maybe the best player in football, and the Chiefs cannot stop the run right now. So I don't. They can just control the game, and I guess. But the Titans can't really make mistake by controlling the game. That's the thing. Like, I don't know.
It'll be a good game.
It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a shootout, unless the Titans control the clock. But I'm thinking Derrick Henry's going to rip off some big runs at the same time. So we're going to see. It's going to be an interesting one. If the Titans team that showed up against the Jets shows up, I was thinking that in my head too, but the Jets played really good defense in that game. Like, I don't see the Chiefs playing that defense. The game's going to be close. I can guarantee that, actually. It's going to be a fun one. Falcons, Dolphins, I think it's not the two best teams, but I think it's a pretty good game. It's one of those toss-up games of the week here in Week 7. Falcons had a bye last week, so it's always tough picking teams off the bye. They get cold, they slow down because they came off a pretty good win in London, or did it help them? Old man Matt Ryan, did it help him a little bit? He was getting going though. Offense was getting going. Dolphins also played in London in their most recent game, and they lost to the Jaguars, and that was kind of a tough outing for them. They started very well. That's my problem with the Dolphins. After the script, they got the Falcons were looking like that for the first 3 or so weeks. Like, after the script was great. After the script, it was ugly. And then all of a sudden, they kind of flipped the switch there. And now the Dolphins are kind of like that. But maybe Tua is going to get back going because the second game back, it's a toss-up game here. It's in Miami. That makes it interesting.
I'm going to take Atlanta. I think after coming from the bye week, they're going to figure out how to get their playmakers involved. I think we kind of saw it in London previous week, getting Kyle Pitts involved. But, we mentioned before, if you're just relying on Cordero Patterson to get you all your yards, it's not a good thing. So I'm thinking they figured something out. Obviously, they had a good win, but I think they're going to continue to roll here.
I am with you. I'm taking the Falcons. I'm 5-1 on Dolphins games this year, 5-game winning streak, and I picked the Jags.
They're 1-5.
Yeah, and I picked the Jags, beat them last week. That worked out, and I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm going to take the Falcons. Why? Because the Dolphins, again, they're relying on the script early. They can't really get much going after that. Not too much of a running game. Defense has been extremely disappointing. The Falcons they've picked it up offensively. I know the last thing they played was the Jets, but the Jets got a pretty decent defense, and the Falcons they're moving the ball. They're moving the ball, and that was without Calvin Ridley, Russell Gage. Defense is playing a little better the last few weeks too, so they're trending in the right direction. We can't say for sure like way up, but they're trending in the right direction. I'm going to trust them a little more right now. They're probably going to blow a comeback in this game, blow a lead in this game. I still think they hold on though.
Probably, you're probably right. I'm gonna go. Yeah, give me Arthur.
Arthur?
Yeah, I like me some Arthur. They got Calvin Ridley coming back, which is big time. And just like Danny said, I think they're gonna get Kyle Pitts involved and
Pitts versus Gesicki, my two tight ends in fantasy. I never can make up my mind. Which one do I go with?
Get the ball in their playmakers' hands. Like, it was all Cordero. I think they could split it up now and get Pitts involved, get Calvin Ridley involved.
Mike Davis,
hopefully too. Have him on the fantasy
The Falcons
team.
are a pretty tough game plan at this point.
I feel
what
like
do you
they
do
are,
with Cordero Patterson? Like what do we expect?
People are finally using him to the best of his abilities.
Yeah.
Just took an offense.
Consistently.
Took a smart guy on the offensive side of the ball to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Old Yeller's going with Dolphins, isn't he?
He is.
He's going with the
So
Dolphins.
there is no guarantee here.
No guarantee. What's the fans?
Fans go with the Falcons though.
All right. Old Yeller, lone dog of the week, going with the Dolphins. Dolphins fans can be happy about that. Maybe Tua gets things going. He looked good early. He did have a bad interception, but I still think he needs more reps for us to determine here. But definitely needs to be better. That's for sure. And coaching could be a little better too. There's some poor decision making at the end there of the last game in London. Next game, Jets Patriots. It's the second time they're playing, so we already get a rematch only through 7 weeks.
Wow.
The first time Zach Wilson saw a ghost, he didn't actually say it like Sam Darnold did, but he threw 4 interceptions. It was pretty damn bad. But I think the reason teams split a lot in these division games, they split a lot, is because the team that won, they kind of, especially the Patriots, they dominated that game. They kind of stick, most of the time, the team will kind of stick with a similar game plan because it works so well, while the other team kind of adjusts, to what happened last time. So that, I think, sometimes kind of creates a split. But
gotta go with the Pats.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the Pats still. I think everyone's going with the Pats. Right?
I think they're. I keep saying this. I feel like they're one of the best 2 and 4 teams. Like they went to overtime with the Cowboys.
They got to gamble more.
They got to
gamble more.
Somebody called out Belichick for that. Who was that?
I don't know. I thought they had.
I called them out, I think.
I thought they had Tom Brady and the Bucs. I thought they were gonna pull that one off too. Like they played close against top teams in the league.
They had a 4th and 1, a 4th and 2, a 4th and 3, and a 4th and 4. They didn't go for any of them, and the Cowboys scored on 3 of those after receiving the ball.
Wow.
Yeah. Got to gamble.
I think they're starting to get Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith involved.
Yeah, Hunter
too,
Henry's looking good.
Which is
Jonnu Smith, they were trying to get involved from day one. He was just dropping the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think they're trying to utilize the guys they paid all that money to.
They'll get them going. Get them going. Myers is getting going now. Maybe Aguilar. Damian Harris had a
Kendrick Bourne.
Pickup game there, step-up game, and everybody for the Patriots. I don't think Zach Wilson shouldn't play as bad as he did last time, but
Judon in his red sleeves over there.
Yeah, I don't like those.
Did you? I love that. Did you see?
He's been on fire.
It was
this
so
year
funny.
too.
I forgot. I don't know who the player is, but someone. I think Donovan Mitchell tweeted a couple weeks ago the guy with the red sleeves is balling, and Judon replied thank you, and then some other sports player tweeted oh, this girl's killing it, WNBA, this girl, and the girl replied to him the name is whatever her name is, put some respect on my name, call me by my name. It's so funny. A WNBA star just got mad at him.
Oh, and Judon
doesn't care.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, gotta earn it.
Gotta earn it, I guess.
Yeah.
Panthers, Giants. Oh man, what's gonna happen? This is gonna be a low-scoring ball game.
You know what I'm going with.
Pete said he's never picking the Giants again, so
it's been working out pretty well actually. So
I'm pounding the under on this game. I guess there is a way that could get ruined. I think there could be some defensive touchdowns in this game for sure. I mean, these quarterbacks are playing pretty. I mean, Daniel Jones had his good moments actually, and Sam Darnold earlier too. They both started off pretty decent. Difference was Panthers where Sam Darnold was actually winning games. But last week was pretty bad for both. These were the 2 worst quarterbacks in football last week. It was bad. So it's just what this game is right here is which quarterback makes less mistakes and they will win. That's literally what it is, and that's kind of how you know that these guys ain't it, They ain't it. They can play good here and there, but this game is literally – people will look at it, which defense plays better. Sure, you can look at it that way, but it's which quarterback makes less mistakes or makes that one extra play. And, Daniel Jones had some big plays downfield here and there, maybe on the ground. Darnold's had some good ones on the ground as well, so maybe which quarterback can step up there. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Both teams are beat up. The Giants are more beat up. Andrew Thomas was kind of the dagger for me. I think him being out, he's been playing good, and so him being out, Daniel Jones gonna get hit.
Isaiah Wilson.
Oh God, Daniel Jones probably be hit more than Darnold. It'd probably be close, and so therefore probably make that extra mistake. But I think Daniel Jones will complete more passes than Sam Darnold. Another thing, the Panthers, they're very good at blitzing. They didn't blitz against the Vikings last week, really, because you don't blitz Kirk Cousins. You just try to get pressure off the edge. That's how you throw them off. So the Giants may look at that film and be like, hey, they're blitzing less. Maybe they're smart enough, and all of a sudden the Panthers, I know they're going to throw the blitz at Daniel Jones. He's not too successful against the blitz, so that's another factor I'm throwing in there. Stephon Gilmore might play too, and that could be big as well.
Forgot about that.
I think it's going to be extremely low scoring. If either team scores over 20, I'm going to say they probably scored a defensive touchdown. I'll take the Panthers.
What did they trade for him again?
They traded a 6th-round pick.
Jeez.
It's a steal. They still have to give him a contract. Well, potentially.
Extension if they want. Yeah. It could be a rental. It's well worth the rental.
I wish that Titans would have done that.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Panthers as well. It's kind of a shame looking at both these teams because I have Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley in fantasy. Separate leagues, but still, it's like...
How can you draft them?
Yeah.
Come on.
I had no choice.
Man.
I had no
Derrick
choice.
Henry.
Derrick Henry.
Yeller's going Panthers?
Yeah. And the fans.
So nobody Giants. This was a tough one for me, so I'm surprised.
Not for me.
I think it's going to come down to defense, and if Panthers played the defense that we've seen them play, besides last week.
They started off really good, actually, last week, but then the Vikings ended up with 571 total yards all of a sudden. But I think that's actually more of the offense was going 3 and out for a bit, and then and it went to overtime, so that helps extra yards too.
Next one's a good one.
But I still like both these defenses. I still like both. I will say the Giants have given up a little bit on the ground, surprisingly. So it's tough that McCaffrey's out, but Barkley's also out, so I'm not making excuses. But my point is, run Hubbard, run the ball, run Sam Darnold. I think they maybe will have a little more offensive success this week. That could be a tight game, though, defensive game. Next, it's a good one. Bengals, Ravens. Bengals are always pretty good.
Always a good. This is always, and the Bengals are actually good this year. This is actually it's always a good game between the Bengals and the Ravens.
This is a good one.
I could kick us off.
Go ahead and kick us off.
Who'd the Bengals lose to with their first loss? I know they lost to the Packers. Oh, they lost to the Bears.
Bears.
The heck?
Yeah, and for that reason, I'm going with the Ravens. No, seriously. How can you?
Yeah, they're hot.
Yeah, they're hot. Passing the ball, running the ball, defensively, and at home.
I don't know what happened last week. The Ravens just dominated the Chargers. But I do think there's a totally different matchup here where I think the Ravens had a really good game plan defensively. They went out and they're like, all right, Chargers are going to pass. They're going to pass the ball. They're going to pass the ball some more, and they'll throw in some runs. But they just played the pass, and they the Chargers receivers, they haven't been getting too much separation this year. So I think that worked in the Ravens' favor. They got up by so much where the Chargers couldn't even run the ball. So going into this game, the Bengals do like to run the ball. And so that can kind of have the Ravens defense on their toes, unlike last week. And guys like Chase, he can work the sidelines. Tyler Boyd gets plenty of separation. So
one thing I wanted to bring up too is that I didn't see the Bengals game last week, but the prior weeks they drop a lot of balls. As far as what I've noticed, like easy first downs, like third and like 5, and there's an out route and they drop it and they have to punt.
Bengals you're talking about?
Yeah, the Bengals.
I haven't really noticed. They had a bad drop that ended up being interceptions last week, but
like I said, I didn't see last week, but the games prior, was it the Packers game? Whoever they played before that, there was a lot of drop balls.
Yeah, but I think the Bengals having a equal in the pass game, run game could be a factor. I think having the wide variety of receivers that get separation could be a factor for sure. It's just really tough to pick against the Ravens right now, especially at home. So I'm going to take the Ravens. But the main reason I don't know if I still trust the Bengals play calling though. Like I think they'll insist on. I can see them insisting on the run game in crucial moments in this game where they should air it out. I actually could see that being a factor. The Ravens will have a pretty damn good game plan like they always do. I think they could get going in the passing game, actually. I think, they'll start off running. The Bengals will be so worried about stopping a run. They have stopped the run pretty well, but stopping, a good normal running game, using running backs is a lot different than Lamar Jackson. And then they can open up the passing game because the Bengals corners are a little iffy. But Lamar's going to have a good game to pass game. I think he has a solid one. I'll take the Ravens, but I argue just as much for the Bengals. So as you can see, in my opinion, I think the Bengals present some problems out there for the Ravens. So I think it's a toss-up game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really, really good game. But like you said, I don't think I'd go against the Ravens right now. They're hot. They're getting Mark Andrews involved, which I love to see.
Are you a fantasy owner?
I am a fantasy owner.
No, okay.
Bateman's first game got some action too. I think they're kind of easing him in, and I think that's going to be a good target as well for Lamar. I think Lamar stepping it up this year even more. Like, I'm impressed watching him. I think him and Henry are up there for MVP right now.
What about Tommy Brady, Kyler Murray?
Gotta go Tom Brady.
I was feeling Herbert till last week.
Tom Brady's leading the league in touchdowns, right?
Passing yards too as well.
Yeah, you gotta go Tom.
Yeller's going Ravens, right? Hopefully, because I already put him over there.
Yeah, fans too. Yep.
So it's everybody.
I think it doesn't really show, but I think I think it's squeaker. This is squeaker material.
Squeaker material. All right, next game. Eagles, Raiders. Raiders get that win last week, even though, despite the messy situation there with the whole Gruden thing. And they dominated the Broncos, too. The Eagles, still really don't know what to make of the Eagles. When are they going to run the ball? That's the story of this game, actually. I'll say, when are they going to run the ball? Everyone booing them because everyone disappointed with them because they're not running the ball. I think one run to Miles Sanders in the first half, and that happened in the Cowboys game as well. And that's this game because you can run the ball on the Raiders. The Broncos made the mistake. They were running early downs very effectively. They abandoned the run, and all of a sudden they got down too big where they couldn't run. They were getting good yardage. The Bears dominated them on the ground. You have to run the ball on the Raiders to beat them, to keep their offense on the sideline as well. And the Eagles should be very, very capable of doing that with Jalen Hurts. He's been running well, but they have a good running back of Miles Sanders. And if I knew they were going to pound the football in this game, I would pick the Eagles, but I cannot trust them to actually do that. So I'm going to pick the Raiders. That's just how it is. It's really hard to pick the Eagles because they're going to pound the football. It's really hard to say that. But yeah, I think the Raiders even without Gruden, I think I trust their coaching staff a bit more here than the Eagles. Sirianni, not a huge fan so far, and I think the Raiders will have success. I'm not saying the Eagles are going to lose because they're not going to run the ball, and the Raiders will create some problems as well. They'll throw the ball downfield. Eagles' defense has been a little hit or miss lately, and I like that they're getting Kenyon Drake involved. He got going last week. Defensively, yeah, just you got to be somewhat tight in coverage. Hurts is missing throws. Just kind of got to make sure you keep an eye on Hurts as a runner there. But again, Eagles key. If I missed the game and you told me the Eagles won, I'm going to say, yeah, they probably ran the ball a lot, for once. So it's very possible.
I'm interested to see what Dan's going to say because he picked the Eagles one week and it was as an underdog and they pulled it off for him, and he's picked the Raiders multiple times as underdogs.
This is your game right here.
So yeah, this is a two.
Everybody's waiting for this.
I do think the Eagles are going to run the ball. I think towards the end of that game we saw Miles Sanders get loose a little bit, getting some crucial first downs. I also don't think the Raiders technically have a home field because I feel like every time some fans come over, or every time there's a home game, there's a pack of fans that travel well, and Eagles are certainly one of them. They have psycho fans that are going to be traveling to Las Vegas.
Raiders Stadium's usually packed with Raiders fans. I don't know.
Did you see the Bears games? There's more Bears fans there. Philly fans are insane. They're going to pack the stadium. I think they're going to run the ball. I'm taking the Eagles in a squeaker.
Okay.
We also talked last week about them doing it for they couldn't do it for Gruden, so they did it for Derek Carr. They got that victory. They don't need to do it for anybody now. They just got to do it for.
They have to find somebody to do it for.
Exactly right. So and then the Eagles need to do it for Miles Sanders. So Miles Sanders is going to run the ball, and they're going to win in the squeaker.
Oh, you're almost convincing me to switch over.
I know. What the heck?
I'm going to stay put. I'm not a big switcheroo guy.
Come on over, Pete. I'm confident.
Come over?
Their Philly fans are insane.
The Raiders are so damn inconsistent.
They killed the guy.
Like,
Give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah,
I had to listen to Dan.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's just a matter of running the football.
Yeah.
Where's Old Yeller going? He's going Raiders, right?
Yeah, and the fans got the Raiders as well.
That should be a good one.
Raiders should win this game. For some reason, I had a gut feeling a couple weeks ago on the Eagles, and it paid off, and I'm having that same gut feeling.
You two picked the Raiders to beat the Broncos last week.
That.
Now you're going against the Raiders here, so that's it's a good sign for the Eagles fans. So it's something to be happy about here. It's looking pretty good. Almost got me switching it up, but I'm going to stay put. We'll see what happens.
And okay.
Goff, Stafford, a little switcheroo battle.
Dan Campbell called out Goff.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's going to light a fire underneath him. He's going to beat his old team. You going Lions?
No.
Especially not at home. Yeah, guaranteed. Thank you. Thank you for playing.
You.
I think the Lions can make it closer than maybe what people are going to predict.
I don't know what to expect. I mean,
Not loving the Rams' defense. I mean, it was good last week, but
Those dang
but
Lions.
home against the Lions, against their old quarterback, I think
Stafford's going to make the Lions pay.
there's gonna be a pick six.
It's just going to be a pick
Yeah,
six.
I'm just gonna call it. Yeah. Call
What
it.
if the Lions pick six Stafford and won? I mean, it'd be wild if Lions won this game.
That'd be cool. Hey, that'd be really cool.
It could happen. Hey, anything could happen here. All right. Everyone going Rams though.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I mean, what if?
I mean,
Be
real
so
quick.
funny.
I was the only one that took the Cardinals last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Suck it. Moving on.
Hey, DeAndre Hopkins versus David Johnson.
Oh.
What if though?
How'd that trade work out?
Pretty good for the Cardinals, I think. Right. I mean, it's so hard to stay undefeated that the Texans, maybe they just pull it off.
Trap game at
The
home.
Cardinals, they struggled with like random teams. I know the Vikings aren't like bad, but they struggle with the Vikings. They struggle with the Jags a little bit. Maybe. I think the Texans actually have played their best ball against better teams too. Like the bad teams, they kind of not bad. The Colts are better than
ass
them.
kicked.
Well, yeah, but I mean they played very well against the Patriots. They played very well against the Browns. The Colts are a pretty good team now. I was thinking their record. They're better in their record, all right? All right, yeah, Cardinals. But it'd be pretty wild if that's the Cardinals' first loss of the season.
Would be wild.
We did this again.
Well, okay.
Everybody?
Well,
Let's hear it, Danny.
I'm gonna go to the Bucks. All right. Can't go against MVP Tom Brady, but
But he did forget what down it was last year against the Bears, and he lost.
exactly right. And the Bears won that game with Mitchell Trubisky. Was Mitch even start? I think Mitch was starting that game, right?
No, it's
No, it's
Foles.
Foles.
It was
Foles beat him.
With
And remember, Brady wouldn't shake his hand after the game.
Yeah, big
Pissed.
country. Still pissed off. You know what? I'm taking the bit. No, I'm just kidding.
They sub Nick Foles in, they win the game.
Yeah, I mean, I could just talk about Bears last week. I don't want to talk about this game because what are we gonna do? I think you gotta let the kid throw the ball.
You were at the Bears game last week. How about that ball spotting by the refs that game? That
was pretty bad.
It was very bad.
On that, what was it?
On several plays.
Yeah.
They spotted it like 3 yards outside the hash one time.
I mean, there was a lot of issues too. So there was the timeouts that we called, and then they didn't give it to us. There was the free play that they didn't call, which borderline, but 10 times out of 10, Rodgers is getting that called, right? We'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. The Bears. I was telling this to other people. The Bears lost that game in the first quarter when they didn't get that free play because, we were up 7-0. We were on their 48-yard line or something like that. Thought we had a free play, threw a pick. We had a chance to go up 10-0, at the very least, or 14-0. Hopeful thinking, and then we turned the ball over. They marched down the field and tied up 7-7. That was the ball game right there.
I think it's a bad matchup for the Bears offense, but at the same time, they could move the ball and get points. It's a big game for Justin Fields, in my opinion, because the Bears are a run-first team. They're pretty good at running too, but the Buccaneers are the best run defense in football. It's very tough to run the ball on them, but you can throw all over the Buccaneers, but their blitz and their pass rush are also very good. So the key is getting the ball out insanely quick. But you can't. Guys get separation right away against the Buccaneers secondary, beat-up secondary. So the Bears can't rely on the run game. They're going to have to get the ball out quick. Justin Fields struggling a little bit to get the ball out quick enough, but that was kind of part of his negative coming out of Ohio State, so it's really not a problem. That a guy that's only started 3 times kind of still working on that, so not a worry at all.
Thanks
but
for saying nice things about my quarterback.
he's going to have to – it's a big game for him. He's going to have to do it. Can't hold the ball long.
I just don't want to be embarrassed.
They're not gonna be able to run the ball.
Yeah, that's the tough part. That's why I think it's a bad matchup. But if Justin Fields kind of just gets the ball quick, quicker than he has been, you can throw on this team, and they have good receivers. So it's one of those games where it's a bad matchup because they can't rely on the run. I can see them scoring 17 or less points. But then if they surprise them and get the pass going, then they can get a lot of points. So I
think there's going to be a game where we see Fields light it up. I just don't think it's going to be this game.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be this game if they want to win.
Well,
Trubisky lit it up against the Bucks.
Oh yeah, he did. I was there. 5 tutties.
That was it wasn't against the Brady Bucks, all right? But, I think we're all going Bucks here. But
We're all in agreement.
I mean, Brady struggled with the Bears' defense last year. I think the Bears playing better defense this year so far than they were last year. Or maybe not early season, but pretty even, I'd say. But, compared to late last season, Bears
I don't like
better.
what the Bears are doing with Trevathan and Ogletree. I don't really like that.
I don't think they know what they're doing. Like, they can't make up their mind on.
I mean, I love Trevathan, captain of the defense, but when you're, taking Ogletree out, who's there first and second down, making plays, then putting in Trevathan just on a third down to probably cover the pass, I don't think it's a good idea.
Yep.
But I like everything else that they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of us got the Bucks. Next game. That's a good one. Sunday Night Football, Colts, 49ers. 49ers off their bye. The Colts off a dominating win. Bounce back game for them. They started off slow. I could see them start to get going here. Jonathan Taylor's going wild right now. I think it's a good game. It's like a pretty. It feels like a pretty even match. Like where their strengths are on their rosters. I think it's a pretty even matchup right here. I think they both want to run the football, run the clock. They're going to play tough defense, fly to the ball, high motor guys all over those defenses. Sunday Night Football in San Francisco. Who the hell's playing quarterback for the 49ers? It's Tuesday. I don't know yet.
I don't know.
I'll start us off here.
Please
This is a good one. It's a toss-up game. I will say this for sure. If neither Garoppolo or Lance, I think all of us are in agreement, if neither Garoppolo or Lance is starting quarterback, we're all taking the Colts. Am I right with that? Yeah. Okay, no question.
Is Lance hurt?
Yeah, they're both hurt.
Oh, I didn't
Garoppolo,
know,
Lance.
I didn't know Lance was hurt.
I'm thinking one's going to play. I'm thinking it's Garoppolo. I'm feeling the Niners still. It's tough because the quarterbacks are hurt right now. Jonathan Taylor's been crazy. But I do think a little bit here, they kind of rely on him going crazy a little bit. I think he has a solid game. Don't think he goes crazy. But it's kind of the same thing with the 49ers, too. It's like kind of Deebo Samuel, like who else they got to really kind of carry that team. I'm still waiting for Ayuk to step up. I think Elijah Mitchell could have a pretty decent game here. But the main thing, all on top of that, Sunday Night Football in San Francisco, Shanahan is always – and this, I don't really like picking teams because what happened in the past, but they're always pretty damn good after the bye. They're actually really good. So I'm kind of siding with the 49ers here. But if Taylor has another one of those games, they're for sure going to win. They kind of rely on that. Wentz played a little better. T.Y. Hilton got going. Maybe that could be the reason they win. But might be a game Wentz. What?
He got hurt again at the end.
Yeah.
Wentz did?
No.
Yeah. This could be
his first game back.
This could be a game where Wentz has to in the end make that big time play, clutch play to win the game. Can he do it? We're gonna see. I'm gonna take the Niners, but again, if Garoppolo and Trey Lance are out, I'm taking the Colts. There's no question. I'm taking the Colts.
Yeah, I just don't know what to see from the Niners, but for some reason I'm because they're home primetime. I'm gonna take the Niners. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have nothing on this one.
I'm taking the Colts. And I'm the only one, actually. Hold the other and
or put you right in the middle of the horseshoe there.
There we go. I think the Colts are going to get rolling now. I said it. They had a tough schedule to start off, and they didn't really have the reps. No one really had the reps in preseason. And they're banged up, and they're still banged up. They're getting a little bit healthier, but I think just getting the reps, getting Carson Wentz familiar with the offense. Now they're starting to feed Taylor like we've been trying to tell them to do the whole time. I think they're going to utilize him down the stretch here the rest of the season, and they're going to rely on him as the main source of offense to get them going. So I like the Colts.
I just don't. Yeah, what I looked at here, these two defenses. I don't think either are going to give up these big explosive plays. These are two defenses that they're pretty stout. Just buckle down and make the stops. And I guess the team that has that giant play, which the Colts have had the last couple of weeks, that could be the difference there. But I think it's a tough defensive game here. It's just we're gonna see. I think it's a good one. So Pete, lone pigskin over there, picking the Colts, and you're a Titans guy at the same time.
I like it.
He likes it. Saints, Seahawks, Monday Night Football. The Saints coming off the bye. Seahawks almost had that one. Went to overtime.
Let me down.
Second half, they were pretty damn good, though. Against the Steelers, almost pulled that comeback off. They felt like they had it there. They're home, Monday Night Football. Prime time in Seattle. That crowd should be wild. The Saints, been a very tough team to predict this year. We finally got a Saints game right before the bye week. That was the only one. They've just been, again, I keep talking about it. It's like, what's their game plan? What's their identity? Are they going to go for it? They're going to be explosive, let Jameis Winston sling it. Are they going to do that and it backfires? He throws interceptions. Are they going to be conservative? Can the conservative play work? Will it be too conservative? So that's why they're extremely tough to predict. But I'm going to take them in this game. I'm going to take them. I think it's the tough part, again, is in Seattle primetime Monday night. But Seahawks, why they came back is because they ran the ball very well against Steelers in the second half, which you don't really expect them to do it against Steelers defense. So if they can do it against them, they could do it against the Saints defense. I think the Seahawks caught the Steelers a little off guard there in the second half. I think the Saints stopped the run fairly well. So I don't expect a whole lot of offense from the Seahawks. I like the Saints defense here, and I think I'm feeling, maybe a little specific. I'm feeling not too specific. I'm feeling like early on in this game, some explosive plays downfield from Jameis, and they kind of get that lead. Then maybe they'll get a little conservative, buckle down a little bit, run the football, play some stout defense, and just hang on to win. So that's what I'm feeling there.
I'm feeling the Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh.
Give me some Geno.
Yeah?
Yeah. I have no reasoning. I think it's just primetime home. Same reasoning for the Niners. I'm
just feeling it?
Just feeling
Gotta go with your gut.
I know.
Gotta.
I'm tempted to do it, but they let me down last week. It was so close.
That's what I'm saying. It's close.
Go ahead and do it.
Oh,
come on over.
I gotta go with the Saints.
Wow.
I know it's so tough with the Seahawks at home in prime time. They usually do well in that situation, but I think the Saints with the bye week, I think they got some guys back healthy. I think they had some time to prepare as well. Helps though that Seahawks had a short. They played on Thursday night, so no, they didn't play on.
They played on Sunday night.
Was it Sunday night? Yeah, it was Sunday night. Okay, that does not help them. That's a disadvantage there. Why do I think they play on Thursday night?
Well, still,
they played Thursday night the week before.
Still a Monday night game.
I know it is a Monday game.
Yeller is going with the Saints, correct?
Yep, and so were the fans.
Dan's by himself. All by himself.
Wolf.
It could go either way. I could see it. Just depends on what Jameis shows up, what the Saints decide to do. We will see. Bye week, 6 of them. Graphics guy didn't really set the. Yeah, this is a little weird.
God dang it.
The graphics guy. We'll make it work. So 6 bye teams: Cowboys, Vikings, Bills, Jags, Steelers, Chargers. All elite teams, right? All of them. Yeah, and yeah. So now
I don't know who's gonna win this.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's pretty simple. I'm gonna go with the Cowboys because Dak got hurt at the end of the Patriots game. Was in a boot, hurt his calf. Think he's gonna be good to go. But it's a perfect time for a bye week to get healthy and get ready for a Sunday night football game against the Vikings, fellow bye week team.
It's a fair point, but I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. I think they got to figure out what the hell happened last week. Look at the film, go over it. I mean, every team has, they're nicked up, they're bruised. The bye week's going to help all these teams here, but Chargers were rolling and then kind of shit the bed last week, so yeah.
Yeah?
All right, now everyone's favorite time of the week.
I don't even know what I'm talking about for this.
Pete, what's your favorite What's your favorite food out of all these places?
Favorite food out of all these places?
Yeah, like if you you're in Texas, what are you gonna get? Probably like a brisket or something.
A brisket.
All right, Jacoby Brissett. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got nothing really.
Okay. Well, in Minnesota, you're probably this is not my choices. This is your choices.
I don't know what's in Minnesota.
They're hunters, so they're probably going to be eating venison or something.
Venison.
I think actually fish is some sort of. Surprisingly, there's I guess not.
No,
that
there's a lot of
surprising.
lakes up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are all good answers. Steelers, Pittsburgh. What do they eat in Pittsburgh?
I don't know.
I feel like they eat chili in Pittsburgh.
Chili.
You're gonna go chili?
Sure.
All right.
I'm just going what you're saying.
Okay. What about Buffalo? Buffalo wings.
Buffalo wings.
Oh, you're a boneless guy though.
Damn,
he is a boneless guy.
Unfortunately.
I like boned in, but I prefer the boneless.
It's not even wings.
I asked the fans.
What do they got?
I asked the fans for the bye week team of the week. I like this comment by Real Teal. We're kind of blocking it. We just got a dub. So you're talking about the Jags. We just got a dub. Urban will have I can't read it over there.
You will have every bar in Jacksonville burning to the ground in what is that? Revelry?
Yeah.
So Jags.
So he's going to hit all the bars. Yeah, that's a good one. So you could go Jags for that reason. I like these comments here. Keep them coming. We're doing this every week. Did Pete finish?
I got nothing with these. What do you guys want from me here?
Who's your favorite player on each team? Go.
Favorite player. Vikings.
That's a team.
He's thinking of the player.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dalvin Cook. Got it.
Good
Adam
job.
Thielen.
Okay. Cowboys. Emmitt Smith. Moving on.
Emmitt Smith. I don't know.
Stephon Diggs for the Bills.
CeeDee Lamb.
No, Pete's not a big Stephon Diggs
Yeah,
guy.
he's driving me nuts lately.
Are you a fantasy owner?
No,
Okay.
just I don't know. Like he's just a punk.
Whoa.
Urban Meyer. Got it.
Bills.
Zach Moss.
Zach
right?
Moss.
Yeah,
I was a huge Zach Moss guy. The Jaguars.
It's got to be
James
You
Robinson.
gotta go with James Robinson.
Okay,
You gotta go with
so
James Robinson. Steelers.
Oh, I know.
Oh, it's Cam Sutton.
No.
Cam Sutton.
Chase
Najee.
Claypool.
I like Najee Harris.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Chargers. Chargers.
Josh Palmer.
Give me Josh Palmer.
I haven't seen a whole lot
I
of
was
Josh
thinking
Palmer
Phillip
yet.
Rivers.
Huh?
Damn, I was thinking
Phillip
Rivers.
Rivers.
Damn.
Well, okay.
All right.
That, comment with, I said it last week, comment with your favorite food from each city. There was people actually commenting. I love it.
Oh, yeah, I liked it.
I need some help.
Yeah, Pete needs some help.
Maybe do some research on next week's bye week teams and then put those cities' foods in the comments.
No, they're going to comment with these. That's how it rolls. They're going to comment
But
with
they
their
gotta give me
favorite
some
foods.
ideas.
If you're a been to these cities, states, whatever, then let us know what you ate there. Did it make you happy? Did it make you shit? I don't know. Just let us know. That's going to wrap up Week 7 Pick'ems. We'll be back next week with Week 8 Pick'ems. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Full NFL coverage here, covering the trade deadline, power rankings, rookie power rankings. Score predictions are every Wednesday. There's always people in the comments like, you guys didn't pick against the spread. I do that in a separate video, all right? Pay attention, all right? Okay, make sure you follow that Twitter as well. But that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.